What's up, nerds? Welcome to Cool Nerd Reviews. I'm Steve Trezza.
Scott Burnett.
Hey, good.
And we are reviewing Age of Ultron. Well, Avengers, Age of Ultron.
Oh,
finally here.
I don't think they would have not known Age of Ultron. What? Which one? You mean Paddington Bear? Age of Ultron?
Avengers 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Twilight, Age of
So
Ultron.
it's finally here. It's been so long.
It's here and gone. We saw it.
We did. We saw it last night.
Oh man, on a work night. It was bad today.
So, follow up to the last movie before this was Guardians of the Galaxy. Before that, it was Cap 2. A couple other movies before that, and Phase 2 coming to an end. We have Ant-Man. They're closing out with Ant-Man.
Yeah, I'm glad Phase 2 is coming to an end because we need new.
Yes.
We need more new.
So, what do we think?
It was
Okay.
good. It was good.
I thought it was just
I thought it was good.
I thought it was very good.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
We'll give the rating at the end, but good.
I mean, it's a Marvel movie. Like, it's like a blowjob.
So
even when it's bad, it's good.
I was just going to say pizza, but whatever.
Or
So-
pizza and a
works.
blowjob would be great.
So we
Pizza and a blowjob and taking a dump.
Pizza and a blowjob is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Alright, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, no
So,
pumpkin pies.
We are, so again.
So they've been raiding Hydra bases. They already assembled. They're assembled to start the movie, so you kind of get rid of all that.
So it's kind of like it's them trying to bring order to the post fall of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Basically, they're after
cleanup.
They're after Baron von Strucker, who has the scepter.
Yeah.
The call comes in to go and get the scepter.
He was gonna give them the weapons and
Power
stuff,
people.
so they didn't know that.
No surrender! I'm going to surrender.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was gonna surrender, so they didn't look too much into him, but they already knew they had the enhanced people, which is where they mutants. They were calling them mutants, but the scene was really cool. Them storming the bunker. You had a lot of I think you had the most over the top fighting in the straight in the beginning scene.
Well, like when
They
Cap
all did
throws
the
a
pose.
motorcycle
Yeah.
at a freaking Jeep in order to take it out.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Also a little unnecessary. I felt like there could have been another way. Maybe
Hulk
like with-
just runs into the bunker.
Yeah, it's like
and
somebody
destroys
take out
it.
that bunker. Boom.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And throughout the whole movie, it was pretty funny. It was I think it had to have been a running gag where you're they were hinting that Hawkeye was gonna die.
Yeah.
So in every act of the movie, he's he gets beat up, and then he's like, "I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna live forever." Or then you see he's got this family, and you're like,
the nice picket fence home.
"Yeah." You're like, "Man, they are killing
3
this guy
kids
so
and
quick."
a baby on the way. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he
no!
has 2 kids and baby on the way, a white picket fence in the fucking at a farm.
On a farm, yeah.
working on tractors. I was like, this is so formulaic that he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They knew what they were doing.
so they wind up getting the scepter, but they run into the enhanced, and you see Scarlet Witch's powers for the first time, and I think it's a tie between her and the Vision for the best addition.
They did
I
her powers very
really-
well done.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch was really good, and I think Scarlet Witch was probably the best. And the Vision had some sweet powers too, but I still really like Quicksilver also.
Yeah.
I thought they did a real good job with him, yeah.
All of the 7 words he ever spoke?
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming?
I think
not
they
see that coming?
I think they gave him less to do because the Quicksilver in Days of Future
Yeah.
Past was so cool.
Yeah, and he was, but I don't know, I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed, there was this one really sweet part, he would run by people and just grab shit and throw it back at him or whatever.
I don't know.
And Thor throws his hammer,
Yeah, but
and he's
what's great
running
is,
by,
he's
and
running,
he's
he's
just
ooh,
and he
grabs
tries to
it, and
grab
it's
it,
just flies
just
out.
yeah. That part was pretty sweet.
Dude, I also liked in the beginning once Iron Man gets into the bunker or into the base and he engages the multi-target missiles he has on his shoulders. And what does he say that the
He's like, let's talk it out. And then he shoots them all.
and he goes, good talk. And
No.
when you hear one, they go, no, it wasn't.
Yeah,
Did anybody see the Star Wars reference a little bit? When he nails the reactor core with a missile from the pulled out X-ray mode, it looked like it was going the phone.
Oh, did it?
Oh, okay.
Looked right into the Death
I
Star.
missed that.
Yeah,
Anybody
now I
gets
get
that?
it. Now I
Yes,
catch
okay.
it.
Maybe I'm just overthinking it because I'm a Star Warsman.
No, because it's
And it's Disney. Yeah, right? It looked like that scene from Star Wars.
Anyway.
I
I'm
enjoyed
just mega nerding, so it's fine.
I enjoyed I mean, they always have this hokey comedy in all these Marvel movies.
Joss Whedon knows how to write comedy into an action movie.
And
Where
there
it
There was a lot of comedy, though, in this
yeah,
one.
but it broke it up because there was it was impending doom the whole time.
Right.
It was comparable to to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
I feel
with
like.
the comedy.
Yeah.
Because like in
Like-
Guardians, you never felt that like a punchline or the comedy was forced. It all flowed very naturally.
And I feel like
same thing in this movie.
in the first Avengers, sometimes you get the feeling that it's kind of forced.
Yeah.
a little.
like I got that reference.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
flowed.
well, that was pretty good.
It,
That
but,
it
but
flowed so nicely that you could probably go see it a second time and catch stuff that you missed.
I think
the first
I
time.
kind of want to go see it
Yeah.
a second time.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing after this?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's end this
No,
review
oh,
early.
God, no.
Yeah, it was good. All right, we're gonna see it again.
So then they get the scepter. Well, first Scarlet Witch.
Spoilers.
Scarlet Witch
called the view for a
actually
reason.
goes into Tony Stark's head and gives him like the
Oh, yeah,
fear
yeah.
dosage, and
So-
you see in
so,
his fear.
Scarlet Witch, basically, instead of just having Hawkeye mind controlled this time, everybody's mind controlled.
Except for
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Except for Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Joss Whedon's like, what can we do here? Oh, mind control. And someone's like, we did that in Avengers 1. He's like, shut the fuck up. We're doing mind control again.
No, we only did it to Hawkeye.
Like-
This time we're doing it to
The witch
everybody. There's a difference.
The witch tried
Difference.
to control my mind. Be careful. It
Yeah.
will be easier for against a human, but I am mighty.
Yeah, he goes right into the dream. So she gives this like fear dream to Tony, and he sees the Avengers dead. He sees like the
He sees when he was
Earth
falling
getting
out.
invaded.
he
Right.
sees the Chitauri attacking the world.
And the Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, the whole reason why they're against the Avengers, they volunteer themselves to go into Von Strucker's experimental program because as children, their parents were killed by Stark's weapons.
Yeah.
That's why they hate Tony Stark, and that's why they're with Ultron later.
Well, she actually Scarlet Witch is the reason why Ultron's created because she gives Tony this doubt. He's like, I need to make something that'll save all my friends. So he's like, Ultron initiative, and then that's why it's made. But I think like it was really random how he was just like, Ultron. It's the first time you hear it, and then 10 minutes later he's there.
But
that's what's
no.
so-
He's talking to Bruce Banner
And,
as like they've talked about it before.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's something that
But like
they
I wish
brought
they
up.
would have established that in a previous
In a
movie
previous
that
movie.
Right.
could have been a thing.
But
it was
the-
just
what I-
like it didn't exist, and then he was like, "Oh, our good old friend
Well,
Ultron."
because they find the Chitauri technology
Right.
and the scepter, which is what gives Ultron life, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's that
Well,
next step that they need to
Right.
to
But, well,
actually
hold on.
do it, but they never mentioned it
The
before. I think we
weird
should
thing,
mention
though, that the only thing that threw me off. So okay, I was okay with them. You know the way they talked about Ultron because obviously Banner and Stark had talked about it before. What I didn't understand was what were they building the robots for in Strucker's lab? The Ultron robots, you see them already parts of them already being built.
Basically, just copycat Iron
they're,
Man.
yeah,
Like, they
they're
just took my
they're captured
Iron Man
legions.
things.
No, they're not. They were the Ultron heads.
Well, they were different heads.
They were different heads. They were not
I
the Iron
think,
Legion
what I
heads.
think
Well,
is
no,
that
the Iron
they
Legion
just
heads
captured
were
some of
Ultron
Iron
heads,
Man's
'cause-
like things, and they
Nope.
just made their own.
Oh, the
helmets.
Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
I
yeah.
believe they were trying to go into artificial intelligence also
Yeah.
with that, and
They had the same thing that Tony had.
Oh yeah,
They're just
there's
trying
the
to copy
Tony
Iron
Stark,
Man police,
basically.
by the way.
yeah.
Iron Legion, that's a thing.
I don't know what it was. It was
a thing.
established in here.
So
It was
saying.
Chappie.
No, but it's established in.
I was
in the
thinking about
show.
that too. Like, oh, we're going to Africa. I guess we're going to see Chappie too in the Avengers.
So then we get basically Ultron is created because they bring the scepter back. The scepter kind of has like this mind of its own, and basically it creates Ultron, who is just this like evil artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
But first,
Like, right off
they
the
had a
bat.
party.
They did.
Oh yeah, the party was cool.
The party scene was sweet. You got to see
Stan Lee.
Rhodey was there. Stan Lee was there as an old drunken war vet.
And then Thor gave him like
1,000
Asgardian liquor.
That's
and,
been aged for like 1,000 years.
yeah,
or
and they
something.
carry him out after like they give him the shot.
Eric Schauschul.
Stanley's blitzed out of his skull, and he's like Excelsior.
I feel like they actually got Stanley drunk. He's like, Stanley, say your cash line. Excelsior.
Buzz out of his mind.
They have Falcons there. It's a ton of like
It was-
cameos.
It was
and-
kind of scary when he came out. Not like
Ultron?
I'm not scared because I'm like I'm
No,
not
it was
a
creepy.
dude. But like
Yeah,
it was
like,
creepy.
You got
Yeah.
It was very
the
creepy.
child.
Yeah, it was like very janky. He was like walking around, and he was just like the way he goes about thinking about the world
But
was
what,
really cool.
What I
like-
thought was funny is like, why did he take this like the most jagged suit one? Why did he have to take that one when he had sent out like all the other ones that were like fully functional and everything?
Well, because that was the point. Because the other ones need to be combat ready.
Yeah, but why did he pick it? Like that's what I'm saying.
Well,
why
but
did he?
it was also like if
It looked cool.
it looked
Yes,
cool.
Yeah,
that's the
it
only
looked
reason.
Yeah, it looked cool.
But
Took a
also,
little-
also like when Ultron's first created, from the point that he's first created and he's talking to Jarvis, to when he's in that scene where right after them trying to lift the hammer and he has the Iron Legion attack, the way Ultron is talking or like conveying his thoughts is very like drunken idiot kind of thing.
But it's also he just became
right, and I'm saying that was good.
Yeah, Tony Stark.
Just
Tony Stark.
It's like the mental version of a baby deer trying to walk for the first time.
Right,
and it's real shaky. It doesn't really know what it's doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're all tangled.
So
you know.
so you
James
see
Spader's voice was fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty sweet. And later, like I saw clips beforehand, and I was kind of like, I don't know if I like this, but they set it up really good to where it grew on you, and you were like, all right, I accept it. And, it was pretty sweet.
And he turned into being like more of a comedic beat.
What's the vibranium for?
I'm glad you asked that because I wanted to take this time to explain my evil plan.
With Loki, he was comedic stuff happened to him, like like Hulk smashed him, and like it was like reacting stuff. While in this, he was comedic,
right? Yeah.
Like so that's why it was kind of weird
and,
to me.
You know, you guys made a good point last night after watching it. You know, he is Tony Stark.
We'd have to break anything.
Clearly, you've never made an omelet.
You beat me by 1 second.
Ultron basically takes over Jarvis, or so you think, and then from there, then that's when he leaves, and
he's all about upgrading himself.
His consciousness goes into the internet, so now he's like everywhere. It's like
now he knows the
Cyberdyne.
So he goes. So then that's when he meets up with the twins, with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. So the Avengers find him through the internet. They're able to.
Well, no, they find him in Africa.
Yeah, through
Wakanda.
Claw.
But again,
still
through the
basically
internet,
yeah.
that's how they find him.
Actually,
no, they don't go through the internet. They go through the hard files.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find Ulysses Claw. Ulysses Claw had a small scene in there. That's going to set up Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool.
He bought vibranium off.
Also, he did cut off his arm.
Yeah.
Well, accidentally, because Ulysses Claw was like, "Oh, you're just like Tony Stark," and fucking Ultron flips
Lost
out.
it. Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm not," and he's like, he's like, I think he's grabbing onto the vibranium, and so is Ulysses Claw, and he's like, he's just making his point very
And he's like, "I'm
gesticulatively,
not."
and he goes, "I'm not," and he like makes his point,
And then he
just
apologizes.
And he's
He's
like,
like,
before he apologizes, he makes his point and just cuts his arm off, and then he's just like, "Oh."
Well, that's what I'm saying. Then he apologizes.
He's like,
for cutting his
"Oh,
arm
I'm
off.
sorry. I'm sure that's gonna be okay."
So
People like
and
it, I swear.
The Avengers find out where they are. They go. They show up.
They
There's
smash.
this whole huge battle between Ultron.
Everybody.
It's Ultron. Is his bots, are his
everyone-
bots there yet?
No, it's just Ultron and the
It's
twins.
Ultron, the twins, and Hydra.
Yeah, versus
So-
Iron Man, Hawkeye, and Thor.
Or not Hydra. Ulysses Claw's
Ulysses
henchman.
Claw's men.
Well, Ulysses Claw was fighting them both, and then
Either way.
Scarlet
That's
Witch.
when Scarlet Witch takes
finds
over
the
all
Hulk.
their mind. Well, yeah.
Later.
Well, before that,
she does everything to everybody. Like mind controls.
she mind controls everyone. And I really, really enjoyed this scene because you get like everyone's kind
fears,
of nightmare
doubts,
and fear.
past.
So you see like into the past of everyone and how different all of the Avengers are and like what their fears are and everything like that. And then they get all kind of like knocked unconscious.
You see-
Minus Hawkeye because Hawkeye.
he learned his lesson.
I was mind controlled last movie. I'm not doing that again.
You see in Caps, you see Haley Atwell come back as Agent Carter because everybody knows how much we love Agent Carter here.
Season 2, everybody, right?
I love.
Watch our Agent Carter review.
No.
I loved the fear, dream of Scarlet Witch, or not Scarlet Witch,
She did it to herself.
of Black Widow.
Yeah.
Because like
It was her
It's
flashback.
like, okay, you now understand why there was ballet in the
They
freaking
straight
trailer.
up, they
And
straight
you're
up
just like,
fucking made her sterile.
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
You find out a lot about Black Widow's past that you don't, and a lot about like everyone's past,
Yeah.
kind of.
Mainly Hawkeye
you
and,
know,
and Black Widow.
Yeah, you know already Cap's past, so you find out about Black
More-
Widow and Hawkeye
more.
and it gives them more depth. It definitely
Yeah.
Hawkeye. They
Man,
justified him a lot.
Mainly because everybody's like, why the fuck are these two here?
Yeah.
Right.
So I liked
Sorry.
that. I liked that. Watch, he might fall.
Hey, we thought that too.
So and then she goes, and that's when she mind controls the Hulk, and then that's when you have the whole scene where with the
Which I'm sure
Hulkbuster
everyone
and
has
the
seen
Hulk.
enough of that,
Which-
like with the MTVs and
I'm
the
sure-
Well, actually,
and
there
the
was
movie
one really
trailers.
funny part where the whole
Oh, no.
Hulkbuster like mantles up onto the Hulk, and he's like
Go
pinning him
sleep,
down,
go sleep, go
and he's
sleep,
got
go
like this,
sleep, go
he's got
sleep,
this,
go
like
sleep.
piston rocket punch, and he's punching Hulk in the face, and then it goes into the armor, and Tony Stark's like, go to sleep, 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 and he's just like rocket punching the Hulk in the face.
And then like Hulk spits out his tooth.
Yeah.
And
He's just like, sorry.
sorry.
So yeah, no, he punches him. Yeah, Hulk spits out his tooth. He's like, sorry, and then they're flying over this one building and nobody's in it because it's like under construction.
course.
And Tony Stark's like, how quick can we buy this building? And then he just rams the Hulk through it. Like he goes straight up and then straight down the entire building.
So then the Hulk turns back into Banner.
Well,
and then,
I just want to mention that the
Current
Hulk
times
Buster
for
was really, really cool because he was losing parts of him, and then there was this like hive mind that was just hovering above him that would just spit out new parts.
Like,
yeah.
Veronica, give me a hand.
Yeah, and they
that's when
just-
he got the
So
piston.
Yeah.
you know Tony Stark's
And
been
it
like
trapped the Hulk's arm in it.
Yeah.
Tony Stark's been prepping for this basically
Yeah.
for
Right.
the day that this
But
happened.
the
He's
thing is,
being
though,
Batman,
so
prepping everything
hold on,
just
hold
in
on.
case.
I want to it's not that just Tony Stark's prepping. Tony Stark and Bruce Banner are prepping because earlier in that, before we know what Veronica is, he says to Banner, "At least we didn't have to use Veronica."
Yeah.
So
That's true. So then that's when we kind of start to see that now, like, the world is getting pissed off at the Avengers because they're just causing all of this destruction. Even though they're fighting against Ultron, you look at it as a third party.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
super
like,
angry. It's like, that's my third car,
So-
Avengers!
so now, like,
I need to put it on lease!
everyone's getting Avengers insurance.
Yeah.
So now,
No, you have to get the Hulk version, then there's the
this is
Thor.
where you're gonna get you're gonna start to see like it
Division.
in Civil War where the Registration Act and everything like that. So that I think that is a good setup for this. Then later on, that's when we get the whole Hawkeye scene where he's on the farm because they go into hiding from that because now the whole world's pissed off at him. And then they find out what
Well,
Ultron's...
because Tony made Ultron, and Ultron's tearing up the world.
And the Hulk just destroyed the entire African city.
Yeah.
So then...
That's basically the only city in Africa.
So then that's when they find out what Ultron's endgame is. They go back into Africa. Wait, no, not in Africa.
They're in Eastern Europe.
That's right, Eastern Europe. And that's when you see the endgame of Ultron. He's got all the bots. Then they go there, and he makes this flying city. He just...
Well, he didn't make a flying city. He just, like, cut the city around, and then he was just making his own makeshift meteor.
city fly.
Before that happens, he mind controls Dr. Cho.
Yeah.
He's got this like human skin tissue machine, science magic.
Yeah.
And so he wants to make he got the vibranium
Giant frisbee.
not only to make modifications to himself and to make like a vibranium warp drive or something to lift the chunk of the city out.
Science magic.
He
wants to make...
He binded vibranium over the cells of the fake tissue, and he made the vision. So he wanted to upload his consciousness into this perfect body.
Because he also added the Mind Stone from the scepter.
Yeah.
Which is just cracked open. You think it's blue. Haha, it's yellow.
Yep.
So that explains it.
And then that's what we see on Vision's forehead is the Mind Stone.
Called it.
So yeah, and then he can't finish uploading it though because then the Avengers come. They intercept the Vision. Tony Stark wants to put Jarvis in, who you find out he didn't. Ultron didn't take over Jarvis.
Yeah,
he
it was just
went
hiding the
hiding.
Pentagon.
So
He hid the internet.
Tony Stark then wants to put Jarvis into it. You see this whole scene with Cap and Tony where they're fighting against each other. They don't want it to happen.
And then Thor just comes and is like, I'm
Thor
making it
breaks
happen!
in, and Thor actually, the only one thing I didn't like about the movie was Thor like has this vision with the whole Scarlet Witch thing and sees, and I think they're gonna tie this into Ragnarok, and sees that
all the stones / his own
and everything that's gonna happen.
Well,
So
Heimdall dungeon place.
Heimdall says you killed us all.
So then Thor goes away to some like pond, like
Magic pond.
yeah.
So I feel like that's stuff that's cut out. Like they talk
didn't
about
make
it.
sense.
Like why did he need to have Selvig there?
Yeah,
Like I feel like there was a lot of content cut
There
out.
was like 45 minutes of this movie that got cut. So
Yeah, and it just didn't really make sense. Like they could
Wait
have
for the
probably,
DVD, folks.
I mean, I guess they couldn't have cut the whole thing out because then it's like, where did Thor go? I mean, they could have just said that he went off to fucking Asgard or something. But I don't. You see, like he goes to get Selvig.
yeah, why is there like a magic pond on Earth?
Then he goes to this magic pond on Earth, and there's no explanation for it, and it's just like it's just weird, and I didn't really understand.
Someone in the comments down below explain the magic pond to us because you'll know better than us.
So I mean, I don't know. Maybe just they cut a lot of that part out. That's really the only thing I didn't really like about it at all.
yeah, because the pond had a name too,
and it just didn't make sense. It didn't fit.
It's like the waters or something. If they like.
So anyway, Thor comes back, and then he sees a vision that's going that is going to help them win, and it turns out it's the Vision. And he's the one that breaks the Vision out.
Which was cool.
When they're having this argument about what they should do.
Which was cool. I thought at first like he was just trying to like destroy it, but you find out he wasn't.
Yeah.
No, I knew
You
as
kinda
soon as
see
he
the
came in
signs
and he
in
had
Civil
like
War,
electricity. He was like, I know what powers these things.
Yeah. So then the Vision breaks out. It's now Jarvis in the Vision's
Well, it's
body.
not Jarvis. He just sounds like Jarvis. He said.
Well,
he's
he
not
uploaded.
He
the
uploaded
Jarvis. Yeah, but he became
consciousness of
something
Jarvis.
else.
Yes.
Right.
So then, and the Vision's just awesome. The Vision's great.
Paul Bettany, the same
And
guy who was
uses Thor's hammer.
He does, and they're still like weary of him because they don't know if he's like Ultron or if he's gonna like help
super
them.
powerful too, so they can't control him.
So and then they're like about to leave, and the Vision just like kind of hands Thor his power, and everyone's like, "Oh shit!"
Like, and Thor's like, nothing.
He's like, whatever. He's like Thor's a master.
He's like, "Well,
he's like, look at his hammer. It's like,
we better go
that
then."
guy.
Yeah. So then they go to the Flying City fight with Ultron, where he takes the city and, he's gonna lift the city. And
his plan is
before that. When they're trying to get the magic skin pod, there's another fight scene which is really cool. You see Cap fight Ultron, and Scarlet.
Well, this is before even Vision and everything.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then there was a point there that I was gonna make, and it's gone.
But anyway, so
that's fine.
They can see the movie.
It was just a really sweet fight scene. Yeah. That's where they intercepted the Vision.
Right. So one of the things.
I found my thought. Sorry.
Great. Fantastic.
Scarlet Witch touches Ultron because he's got a consciousness now, and she sees his endgame. So that's why.
No, that's not.
She gets it from the Vision.
She gets it from when he's trying to upload the Vision.
It's still his mind, though.
No, she sees it from Ultron. Remember, because she's like, "How can you do this?"
Right,
and then he shoots Cho
because he's uploading his mind to Vision.
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
Yeah.
she can't read his mind. She can read the Vision's mind because the Vision is part organic.
Well, she said I can see you now.
It's basically like a tube.
So basically, what Ultron does is he creates this propulsion device in order to rise up part of this city because he's trying to make a extinction level global event.
So
Meteor by Earth.
Now everyone's in the city, and after Scarlet Witch sees the Vision of the Vision, which also
is the
Ultron.
Vision.
She sees that Ultron wants to destroy the Earth,
and he's going to do that by using the Flying City and lifting it all the way up, and then just smashing it back down into the Earth, and
just making the city a big meteor.
A giant meteor, basically.
And half hour later goes by, and they stop it. Basically, so giant fight scenes all around.
There's a huge, gigantic fight scene. Then Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver realize what's going to happen. They're like, we're fighting on the wrong side.
Yeah.
So then that's when they try to get out of the city, but they can't. And then the Avengers show up, and then Hawkeye has this talk with Scarlet Witch. And
again, you're like, they're setting up Hawkeye to die so hard.
And he is so funny, too, in those scenes.
It's like,
they justified him a lot.
Yeah.
I am shooting arrows at these guys.
No, it was,
what makes sense?
And he's like, we're on a floating city being attacked by robots, and I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
And then there's like a bullet hole in the side of the wall, and he just fires an arrow through it, and you hear it kill a robot. Like, they make him seem cool because everybody's like I like the Avengers, but why are they there?
And then he makes fun of himself like almost the entire movie, and it works.
It works.
It works.
It really does.
It's good. So then they have to evacuate like it's this whole thing of how are they going to get everyone off the flying city without killing them.
In comes the helicarrier.
Here comes S.H.I.E.L.D. to the rescue. So
and Rhodey.
And Rhodey. So now, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So now S.H.I.E.L.D.
And not Falcon for some reason.
Yeah.
He has too many stuff where he can like get shot in.
Dude, he's got machine pistols.
So,
yeah, but his whole body's like opened up for everything.
He wasn't in it. He doesn't matter.
He is smart. He knows where to stay.
S.H.I.E.L.D.'s back, and now S.H.I.E.L.D. Everyone kind of hates S.H.I.E.L.D. If you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., everyone hated them. So I think this is going to kind of push S.H.I.E.L.D. back on the side of like people like S.H.I.E.L.D. again because they saved everyone from this. They evacuate the whole thing. Tony starts trying to find a way of how to stop this. And meanwhile, everyone else is just trying to stop Ultron because he needs to get to this center piece to drop it.
Can I just want to go off topic real quick. So now that since Jarvis isn't in existence anymore, Tony Stark inputs the Friday program into his suits as the assistant intelligence.
Okay.
So you now hear this sexy British chick.
Instead of the sexy British dude.
It's like backup Jarvis.
Yeah. So sorry, go ahead.
Jarvis is out and got someone new. So
equality, he hired a woman.
So then we get they can't have Ultron go in and turn off the centerpiece of this machine that's going to drop the whole city on the world and destroy the planet. So we have everyone that's basically protecting this from happening while Tony Stark tries to find a way to stop it.
All he's really doing is flying around the damn thing.
Yeah, he's kind of just flying around underneath it. Like, is this going to work? No. Is this going to work? No. Damn it. All right. And
so basically he's going to reverse the thrusters and blow it apart.
Yeah. Then we have, someone's going to die. thinking it's
Come
going
to
to be
this
Hawkeye.
lone child left that needs to be put onto the
There's
last
one
Harry character.
kid that's like struggling to get on the Harry character.
And Hawkeye's like,
Hawkeye
alright, let me
runs
go
out.
around.
You can even see it in his face. He's like, "Oh, this is where I die."
Yeah. So Hawkeye runs out to him, like goes, picks him up,
And here
then
it comes.
Ultron in a Quinjet.
Well,
Yeah.
because he's broken. Because in the big fight, Tony Stark hits him with his like uniblast. Thor's hitting him with lightning, and the Vision's hitting him with the Mind Stone.
They Dragon
down.
Ball Z attacked him.
Yeah, so basically he has no weapons anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets in the Quinjet, so he has a weapon.
So he uses the Quinjets like machine guns, tries to take out
Everybody
that's on the flying city, and then here comes Quicksilver, saves the day, like
Pushes a car in front of it.
pushes the car
He
in
gets
front of
shot
him,
in
and
the
then he
process.
just gets riddled.
It's
with
funny
bullet
because they
holes.
pan to him, and I was like, "Huh, I didn't see that coming." And he goes, "Didn't see that coming," and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I got it."
Meanwhile, everyone just thought you were an asshole. You're
If you
cheering
aim
for,
to have
for
a
him to
shot,
die.
it
Yeah.
will riddle you.
Well, I mean, I didn't like Quicksilver all that much, so I don't
He only
know.
had 7 lines.
Like they would have, the impact would have been so much better if they killed Hawkeye. I think. But
yeah,
I
but
think
it
so,
would have
too.
been too much like calling it like from the very beginning.
I don't care. I was not invested in Quicksilver at all. He died. I was like, whatever.
I feel like not many people were invested in Quicksilver because it's like he's brand new. You just introduced
And he
him.
looks like a dirty Russian guy.
But
Like,
I liked him. I liked his powers. I thought he played a good job. And then they just killed him. Like it was like you weren't attached to him. You know.
and they established Scarlet Witch better. So
Yeah, they
I
did.
liked out of the twins, she was way better.
They basically just threw Quicksilver in there just to.
Yeah, and plus Days of Future Past, Quicksilver was really cool. So I bet they rewrote that. They were like, "Oh, we probably gotta kill him because like we can't live up to it."
Yeah.
So
So yeah, and he's basically the one that dies. Hulk.
well, Scarlet Witch feels it when he dies.
Yeah.
So she goes crazy. She kills Ultron.
Yeah, hey, secret ending, everybody.
So before that, we get basically everyone leaves at the end.
Again.
Tony Stark is able to, as Scott said, he blows up the city. They have to destroy all the bots, and basically the Vision goes cyberly and kills Ultron through the internet and everything. And then they have to
He has
destroy
big
all.
virus blockers.
Yeah, they have to kill all the
serious
the
McAfee
bots
right
with it.
there.
So Vision virus protection. So.
There's a market for that.
So now Ultron's basically gone. Hulk goes back up to Asgard.
Hulk goes?
I mean, not Hulk. I'm sorry. Thor goes back up to
Hulk
Asgard.
goes his own path.
Hulk flies away in a jet.
Flies away in a jet.
Like that Bruce Banner, Hulk flies the jet
Yeah,
away.
and it's just you just see Hulk kind of like sitting there with like
Holding like one little
like-
joystick.
and
Hulk went to plane school.
there's this whole throughout the whole movie we didn't touch upon this. There's this whole romance between Hulk and Black Widow.
Because she could do the lullaby and like turn him back into Bruce Banner.
Yeah. So
Which they didn't really touch upon.
Yeah,
either.
I was surprised they didn't say what
she's the only one that
lullaby
can
was.
do it. It's probably just because she's hot.
It works.
It worked. Whatever works. So then Hulk leaves. Basically, he gets in the jet.
It's in stealth mode. They
He
can't
shoves Ultron out of the Quinjet,
Mhm.
and then Hulk gets in it, and then Hulk flies away. And then there's just this scene where like Black Widow is trying to like get Hulk to come back, and so she's sitting in the or she's trying to talk to Hulk through the screen or whatever. And Hulk's just kind of sitting there, and he turns her off, and then he's just kind of sitting there, and I'm just thinking, I'm just like, oh, Hulk's sad. it's like flying away.
Hulk said.
So
Hulk alone.
yeah,
Hulk jerk off now. Oh man.
and that's all that we see of him. So we all know where Hulk is. Thor's back in Asgard. Tony Stark's like, I'm hanging it up
Again.
which is what he says at the end of like every movie.
But he'll be back in Civil War.
Yeah. And then Captain America basically initiates the new Avengers.
Which is dumb.
No, I
Oh,
thought
I
it
thought
was
it
great.
was pretty sweet.
I think it's like so
What?
ragtag.
No, wait. You got Rhodey, which was needed.
Don Cheadle's like getting up there in age. He's not going to be able to last in those movies.
So it's Rhodey, it's Vision,
Falcon.
it's Falcon,
Scarlet Witch.
and Scarlet Witch, and then you have
Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Yeah, Hawkeye. And
Oh
Black
no,
Widow.
not Hawkeye. Hawkeye's at home.
That's
Yeah.
right. Hawkeye
Well,
went
Hawkeye
back home.
Making sweet, sweet love to Daphne from Scooby Doo.
I know, right?
Was it really her?
Yeah.
Oh, how about
And Lindsay
that?
from Freaks and Geeks.
Yep.
Well, that's too much.
Oh, she was in
And then at the very end, we
Oh,
get the
Grandma's
stinger.
Boy.
We get the stinger, which
Yeah.
is Ultron.
He picks up
Not
the gauntlet.
Ultron.
Thanos.
Picks up the gauntlet with the empty gauntlet, and he's like, "I guess I got to do this myself."
Yep.
And that's it. So, what did we like? What didn't we like?
I think it was pretty much
I
like
think we
okay. If this was
established what we
Avengers
liked,
1,
That's true. we
if
did.
this was Avengers 1, They just like kind of added some stuff to it, and then they were like
The DLC, if you will.
Yeah, this is DLC to Avengers 1.
But it was still very good.
It was good.
I thought it was
fuck.
good.
It was an Avengers movie. You get all your cool people, you get all these fantastic people in one movie. It's great. But it was like, instead of like a swarm of aliens, it was a swarm of robots. Instead of a big portal in the sky, it was a big city in the sky.
Yeah, and
like,
then
instead of Loki mind controlling people, it was Scarlet Witch mind controlling people. Like,
it's true.
Copy and paste.
But you know what? It had some of the best action of any of the
and it
Avengers
didn't really
movies,
tie
I thought.
in much to the other movies.
It didn't tie in.
Like, very little.
It didn't tie into the movies before, the Phase 2 movies, which I didn't. That's what I didn't like about it. But it's not really its fault. It's kind of the other movies' fault for doing that. It is going to set up a lot.
Well, I was talking about it this morning. Like, you get Phase 1. Joss Whedon writes a script based on Phase 1. You get all these other directors writing scripts based on his movie.
Yeah.
Then you get him writing a movie based on the scripts based on his movie, which were based on the original. And it's like this big game of telephone, and that's why he's like, let's just make it the same.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
So then now from here you're gonna get a bunch of different shit because now you're gonna get Civil War, which is gonna touch upon the shit that happened in Ultron. You're gonna get Black Panther,
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You can get
So
Spider-Man. I think Ace of
this is gonna basically set Phase 3 up.
Yeah.
So
Thor's gonna die, so we're gonna need another Avenger in there.
We'll see what happens.
He's gonna die in
so
Ragnarok.
let's give it our cool nerd grade. So I guess I'll start. This is definitely top 4, I think, in MCU movies. And
So that means it's your fourth one, because nobody says top 4.
It is. It's my fourth one.
Spoiler
I'm gonna
alert.
give it an A. I think it deserves an A. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I loved the action. I liked a lot about it. It wasn't unique like the first one. It wasn't as good as the first one because the first one was unique, but that's my grade. I'm giving it an A.
A-, because it was pretty much a lot of the same movie. It was like 22 Jump Street. It was exactly the same as the first one, kind of with little differences. It sticks in the A range because they made a Hulk dick joke at the end. They're like, you better not be playing hide the zucchini, and I was like, A-.
So, I'm going to give it an A. I was just entertained through the entire movie. Lots of action. I love the comedy. And I never at any point said to myself, all right, this movie needs to, get done.
Well, we're super nerds, so we don't even say that.
I'm probably gonna be the odd man out here. I'm gonna give it a B+. Hey, that's not hurting.
No,
That's
I
still
agree.
passing.
No, it's totally
I
fine.
can completely understand
it's not like we can't argue that. Like,
Right.
you're
Yeah.
totally in the right to give it a B+. I was gonna give it a B+ if they didn't make the dick joke.
Yeah.
I
But
just
I'm
went
a
with
sucker for a dick joke.
I'm just an all around.
Pun intended.
Don't suck on the dick jokes.
So that's our review.
So I'm guessing it's an average of an A,
I
A-.
believe it's an average.
We
of
should really start
a
doing
low
the math
A.
on these grades.
Yeah.
So let's
Well,
just say it's an A-.
If you read the review on coolnerdshow.com, you'll have the average there. And yeah, so it's about like an A- low A. I think it's deserving of that. Check out our other reviews. Check our review of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which kind of ties into Ultron.
It's like one sentence.
That's the sentence.
And we're going to be reviewing, basically our TV season is almost over, so we're going to have a lot of blockbuster movies to review for
And
Pretty much happens at.
And our video game season's starting, so
thanks for watching. If you haven't, click like, because I know you like the video. It's pretty good. Click subscribe. Also check us out on Facebook. Like us, it's Cool Nerd Show on Facebook, and on Twitter @Cool Nerd Show.